Tool Droid says, my prediction for 2024, RBN and Dore will have a big falling out into their alliance, and Dore will continue to simp for Trump and pretend he's not a right-winger. Well, Tool Droid, I feel like part of this, if not all of it, has already kind of happened. I feel like RBN and Jimmy Dore sort of already did have their falling out, because as you remember, Jimmy was going back and forth on Twitter with Rome. And I think Sabby, it was Sabby, right? Because she interviewed Peter Dow, and Jimmy didn't like that she refused to call him an op or a Democratic plant or something. They went back and forth. And then Rome called out Jimmy on Twitter for doing a softball interview with RFK, to which Jimmy Dore responded, 2 strikes. I can sense a third one coming, basically threatening to cut them off entirely. We covered that at the time. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, Tool Droid. And I think, as I said, this already is kind of happening, which is proved by this hilarious tweet from Nick, which I saw earlier, posting his L's. Why don't you? He says, we went from 400,000 views per month to 200,000 in mid-October. One of the many ways we are suppressed is illustrated in this screenshot. How can we have 391 likes, but only 136 views? And then he's posting this screenshot. What he's not including is that this is just YouTube like taking a couple minutes to load the view count of your video. This happens to us all the time. This happens to all channels. Like after you do a live stream and it ends, for the first like 30 minutes or so that it's up, it's not counting the views that it got while it was live. It's only counting the views that it got since it was live. So what this actually means is that they got 136 views since this live stream ended. And then like probably 20 minutes after the screenshot was taken, YouTube added back on the, extra 1,000 or 2,000 that they had while live. But it's pretty funny that, posting their L's there, which in my opinion is directly tied to the fact that Jimmy Dore cut them off, stopped inviting them on his show, stopped going on their show, stopped liking their tweets, stopped retweeting them, stopped giving them that attention, which was basically fueling their viewership, as we suspected. And then he also says, I really wish there was a YouTube files, just like there was a Twitter files. They make it so obvious with the suppression and shady algorithm tactics. RBN really has them shook.
They're so scared. They're so scared of you, bro. Oh my gosh, you in your apartment in Kansas City, Missouri. You're a threat to the establishment. No, what's going on is you were sucking Jimmy Dore's ball sack for a living, and then you pissed him off, and he cast you aside, and now your audience is reeling from it. Yep, welcome to the party. This is what you said would never happen to you because you were real. Yeah, and this is in spite of the fact that they've still fucking debased themselves at every opportunity. I think that Sabby will still be able to court the some of the Jimmy Dore audience, but yeah, I think as far as the entire RBN network goes, no, they're never going to recover from this. And the other thing is I always think it's really funny when people are like, oh, YouTube is like suppressing our content. Guys, I've looked into that a lot. Really, it's just people aren't watching left YouTube content anymore. Yeah. Really, it's just that people, and we've always been honest with you guys about that. Like, hey, like obviously it's not getting promoted, but it's just also in 2016, there was about 100x at least more viewership than we have right now as a left. So we're all fighting over the crumbs. And where's the bulk of the viewership for politics on YouTube? It's with the right wing. That's why you've seen all of these accounts that are desperate to keep their viewership up. Start fucking, yeah, Freudian slip there. To pander to the right wing, to like frame all their content to be really soft and easy when you have guys like Vivek and RFK and, all these guys on your show, and then be like hard as nails against Marianne Williamson or be hard as nails against Cornel West. Never ask any questions about the voting history of the Republicans that come on your show, right? But never let anybody have a moment's rest if you're a progressive, right? And doing that where it's like progressive's bad, rah, I'm always mad at the progressive, but hey, look at this interesting and cool thing a Republican did. That's their new lane, which is how they've been able to sustain themselves up to this point, right? And then what they'll do is they'll turn around and they'll make fun of the more authentic lefty channels and be like, see, you guys don't even get any views. You're not even relevant. And it's like, yeah, dude, that's because the left movement is dead in this country. And we're actually trying to be honest to our viewpoints. We're actually trying to, be consistent and work through it so that when I look back, I'm still proud of the work that I've done in my career. We're playing the long game over here at the Vanguard. I don't care that I have 130 live viewers right now. At least I'm not fucking saying shit I don't believe or that it's poisonous for the fucking environment.
Yeah, and blaming our YouTube algorithmic suppression on our channel. LOL. This is so cringe. I can't imagine just posting such a fucking fat L when it's so obvious again that it's not because of YouTube suppression. It's because Daddy Dore cut you off. He said, "Nope, enough is enough. I'm done playing with you guys. I have a new toy, which is the Do Dissidents boys, who will loyally suck my cock and never call me out when I throw out like blatantly white supremacist talking points about fucking, what was he saying about how Cornel West needs to shut up about racism in this country?"
Yeah, dude, literally. And he was like, I tried to explain that to him, but he pretended he was too stupid to understand. I was like, you are a fucking crazy person right now. Or how about his remarkable theory that Alex Jones was being fed information by the CIA, and then they gave him bad data on Sandy Hook to discredit him? Boy, we got to get that. We got to get that kid and his grandpa back to the old folks home. I don't know. I think there's I don't know. It's starting to cross the line. At first, it was funny. You know, my grandpa, he used to work at a fucking home for the asylum. You know, for people like the Do Dissidents guys. I want to be politically correct. You know, just the kind of place where you go if it's too hard for you to live in regular society. You know, they made a movie about it. I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You know, those kinds of people, right? My grandpa used to work in one of those places in like the early 70s. Okay, Louisville, Kentucky. And I swear to God, they did not have very good regulation in that facility in the early 70s. Okay, this is like prime time. I mean, and he used to take all of the the people out of the asylum, and he would take them to the amusement park, right? Because him and his buddies that worked there thought it was fucking hilarious, right? To put them on the roller coaster. All these like people that are all like fucking, out of their mind on lithium and shit. And it feels like that's kind of like the experience of what the Do Dissidents guys get every time they go on the Jimmy Dore show. You know, it's like, it is funny for the rest of us to watch. You know, you let the people out of the asylum and you put them on a roller coaster. But at the end, you still need somebody to grab a couple Kleenexes, wipe the dribble away, and tuck them back into bed, because while it's amusing for the rest of us, you have a deep sense that it's wrong. It's immoral. You shouldn't subject people who are so desperate just to be loved and just to be, part of the group. You shouldn't expose them to that mockery. You shouldn't treat them like dogs. But anyway, that's just a quick note on the Do Dissidents. My heart goes out to them and what they go through, every day.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of Jimmy, by the way, I was hoping to react to this today on the show. Unfortunately, it has not been posted on the channel yet for whatever reason, but this did happen. Jimmy Dore interviewing Alex Jones. So, as this person on Reddit pointed out, I remember in 2016 when Jimmy spit in Alex Jones's face at the DNC convention. When Alex Jones was banned from Twitter, Jimmy made a big stink about it. Now they're talking conspiracies. What a difference 7 years makes. And that's so true. I mean, Jimmy and his ilk love to gaslight people. I never changed. You changed. I didn't change. The left changed. The left left me. Well, bro, unfortunately, we have the receipts. And yeah, 7 years ago, you were spitting in the fucking mug of Alex Jones, who you're now, warmly inviting on your show to have a little chit chat about your tinfoil bullshit.